Hello everyone, today we will talk about the transit of Ceres. Transiting Ceres is in opposition to natal Mars. How transiting Ceres will behave in opposition to natal Mars depends on the position of natal Mars. This transit may be more prominent in your life if you already have planets in aspect to your natal Mars. But the basics are as follows. When transiting Ceres is in opposition to natal Mars, individuals will experience a conflict between the need to care and the instinctive drive to act. On the other hand, the transit of opposition will stimulate a gentle urge to feed and a hot urge to affirm, asking them to share the same table. However, this awakens the inner warrior within you, and this warrior spirit is actually extremely beneficial if you choose to express it in a balanced and healthy way. However, be aware that these heightened defense mechanisms unintentionally create frictional barriers to experiencing the tenderness and love that Ceres so beautifully symbolizes. Friction reveals where care has become control or where desire has overtaken consideration, calling for a truer balance between nourishing life and pushing it forward. Ceres in opposition to natal Mars illuminates the place where appetite, anger, and tenderness meet, and the body remembers what has been given and withheld. Demands or criticism will strike at the oldest habits, and you will feel torn between being the one who feeds and the one who fights for a place at the table. The heat of Mars will make caring feel urgent, and the care of Ceres will make moving seem risky. When these instincts clash, the air will crackle with questions about whose needs are more important and at what pace to address them. But while this transit brings heightened emotions, power struggles, and the need to find a balance between self-care and self-care habits, the tension comes down to Ceres' nurturing energy, as the opposition sometimes faces the assertive and sometimes aggressive energy of Mars. Either way, it's crucial to understand that it manifests itself in different ways, namely, an increased need for self-care, which leads to conflict or a power struggle, as this struggle for balance between nurturing and assertive energy impacts relationships and personal growth. The key discovery that your passion is burning like never before will push you to stand up for causes or individuals that resonate deeply with you. This inclination is not limited to social or political issues, but extends to personal relationships and marginalized communities. When you channel this passion into action, you will discover a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment. Individuals will notice increased conflict in their personal lives, anger at situations that have developed in the work environment with colleagues who assert their independence in an aggressive way. So you will feel inadequate or incompetent in your usual role in the workplace. Depending on the job you do and the work environment, pay attention to male members who do not approve of the way you manage work or home responsibilities and habits. As we have already stated, transiting Ceres in opposition to Mars embraces the tensions that open the way. Once you allow desire to speak clearly and let care listen to that speech without trying to control it, a new rhythm of boundaries emerges that feeds the action that protects. Anger becomes a lamp instead of a weapon, illuminating where something vital is not being nourished. So the goal is not to choose sides, but to allow each to teach the other, for fierceness to learn softness, for care to learn to say enough. From this exchange, decisions become clearer, and the effort you put in begins to actually sustain what you love. In short, even though it is an opposition, cooperation is very possible. This transit is a temporary influence and the shift in energy, although the action itself lasts up to 2 weeks, is sure to have a profound impact on individuals who find the dynamics of withdrawal and rejection challenging to navigate. If an opportunity arises to support someone in need, this transit will encourage you to tap into the fierce protective energy of Ceres. This isn't just about being a savior, it's about fostering genuine compassion and connection. As you embody this role of fierce protector, you'll likely find your self-esteem beginning to blossom. Engaging in activities that serve others will bring a rich sense of inner satisfaction. While this period is a powerful reminder that your worth is not determined solely by what you accomplish, but also by the care and love you give to others. Tenderness and independence jockey for space, bringing to the surface buried expectations of giving and reaching out. So heated moments become clarifying conversations about roles, time, and touch when both protection and desire are named without guilt. So one of the key challenges is finding a balance between the need to care and the urge to act, and this is very evident in work with colleagues where productivity is pressing for well-being, highlighting the cost of constant performance. For individuals, this will be a time to advocate for a sustainable pace, define accountability, and direct drive toward efforts that truly feed the team or mission. Either way, the key to navigating this transit effectively is to balance Mars's driven need for action with Ceres' gentler, more productive qualities. The opposition can be challenging, but remember, the key to navigating this transit is finding balance and learning to integrate different energies in a healthy and productive way. So explore the intersection where your warrior spirit meets your nurturing nature, and cultivate a space where both can coexist.